folks, welcome back to the channel. Good to see y'all. Thanks for stopping in for this little quickie video we're gonna do today on stacking overdrives. This is not an epiphany moment. This is a thing that lots of people do. So this is probably something you're already familiar with and that you've experimented with. But for those of you who haven't, I thought this might be a helpful little tutorial in terms of how you want to cascade your gain stages on your pedal board. So what are we talking about? We are talking about taking two different overdrive pedals and having them both on at the same time for your lead sound or your rhythm sound, whatever you want, whatever level of gain you're trying to achieve. So for me, the way that I have my board set up is top right corner is my compressor, which is not going to be on today. Next in the signal chain is my fuzz. After that is the LPD 68, and then after that is the music box pedal Lila drive. After that, it goes to the modulation stuff. So it goes to the rotary, which is the Leslie emulator from Keeley, and then the Halo core, which is a delay pedal from Keeley. The Halo is going to provide some slapback very, very subtly today. I just like how that sounds. So basically, what are we doing? We're going to take in the signal chain, you can probably see it just like visually in how I just described it, is heavier stuff is always up front on my board. Now you can do it any way you want. There's no right or wrong answers. It's really whatever to your ears, what you like the sound of your board and what you like with your tone coming through the amp. So experiment however you want, but I always like having my heavier drives first. So fuzz always first, and then after that, the LPD is going to be my heavier overdriven signal, which this is the deluxe version, so it has like a high gain setting too, which I can employ. Right now it's in the green setting, which is like the lower gain, but it's still plenty of gain for me. After that, when it goes into the Lila drive, that's cascading into a lighter overdriven signal. It's still saturated, but it's not as heavy. So here is the sound of the Mockingbird going into the 2-rock. And in the opening video, what I was doing was using the Lila drive and the 68, as you saw. But here is the signal just on the bridge pickup. So it's got a little bit of hair behind it. And then let me go ahead and I'm going to put on the 68 and I'll show you how much gain is coming through that. Plenty beefy, right? So I'm gonna put on the boost switch or the higher gain setting for the LPD. This is just a little bit of higher gain signal. So just a little bit more juicy, a little bit chewier, a little bit heavier. Here's the Lila drive. So it's negligible. Like I feel like the Lila drive is almost as crunchy as the 68. The 68, I have a little bit less treble in there, which I just noticed. Let me just turn up the treble knob real quick. So for me, that is like the perfect amount of gain. I would never need more than that. I'm not playing anything that's going to be like heavy, super, kind of like rock stuff. I mean, it's more of that bluesy tone that I kind of search for, but this is plenty of gain. All right, so without further ado, let's start with the Lila drive. And then I'm going to put the 68 on to kind of just push it into that kind of territory where it's like soaring lead kind of thing. So for me, it's just like what it does is makes you feel a little bit more comfortable. When I'm on a stage and if I don't feel like I can have that sustain and that girth to my lead tone, if something feels thin or, you know, just lackluster in general, it's not going to make you play as great, right? You're going to feel like you're compensating for something, doing things that you normally wouldn't do. I've run into those issues sometimes, and it is no fun. So what I like to do is when I go to a gig is having two pedals that work and play together very well, that I know when I step on that stuff, it's going to give me back what I need to be at my best. So that's really the point. The other thing that's cool about the LPD is it has a boost circuit built into it. So if I'm using the Lila drive and I really don't want like more overdrive from another pedal, I can use the boost to boost that Lila drive up a little bit. So, and this is a great boost built into this pedal. If you find any pedals that have an overdrive and a boost built into them, that is perfect in my opinion, because it's so accessible in terms of getting different tones and being able to shape things the way that you want, especially if you're running a second overdrive, if you want to boost that. So check that out, that's pretty cool. So here's the Lila drive, and I'm going to put the boost in. I love that option. I just feel like having a solid boost on your board, whatever it may be, is just adding a little bit more oomph to your tone that you already love. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to swap out one pedal. I'm gonna take the Lila drive out and put another pedal in that I feel like plays really well with other pedals, just like the Lila drive. The power of internet magic. All right, now we got the Lightspeed from Greer. This pedal, man, it is one of the most friendly pedals with other gear, with other fuzzes, with other, overdrives, whatever, distortions, whatever you want to use. The Greer Lightspeed is probably one of the most malleable and friendly overdrive pedals I've ever played. So here's what it sounds like through the 2-rot. All right, now let's put that boost on with the Greer. There's just something nice and squishy about it, and like that would be fine for me. Even if I just had the light speed and then I use that boost to lift the light speed, that's really all I would need. All right, let's check it out with the 68. Also, a wonderful tone. I love the Lila Drive and the Lightspeed are two of my favorite overdrive pedals for this very specific reason. Having them in the arsenal with something like the 68 or the JHS Morning Glory, which I think is also an amazing overdrive pedal. Don't sleep on that thing. It's cheaper, and I know everybody thinks like spending the boutique money is where it's at, but like the Morning Glory is amazing, the Lightspeed's amazing, the Lila Drive's amazing. You can get very affordable, amazing pedals that sound great. Don't be fooled by that stuff. All right, the fuzz. All right, so let's do the fuzz into both of those pedals so you can kind of see how that reacts. I'm also a huge fan of that. That's like the Doyle Bramhall Bible. So here we go. Here's the fuzz, which is the OCE wrench, which is one of my favorite fuzzes. So you saw I had to kind of fiddle with the knobs to get like more treble from the overdrive pedals. Sometimes you just kind of, you know, mess around with stuff, especially depending on the room you're in. If you're playing on a stage, there's a lot of glass in a room. I played at a venue a couple weeks ago where it's a barn, but they added these garage doors. So they cut out the wood and put these glass garage doors in. And so you've got wood surfaces and glass. It's just bouncing off of everything. So you kind of have to tune to a room as well, which is nice about having these options because it helps you kind of figure out, okay, so like what frequencies are we missing? Like what's happening to the guitar in the room? So if you are playing with a group of musicians and you have one person that can go out and listen while the drummer, like the rhythm section and the guitar is playing, and then, you know, vice versa, if there's a keyboard player, for instance, if they could go out and listen to that real quick, and then when you're done doing that, guitar, go out front, listen to the keys with the rhythm section. That's super helpful because then you can kind of tune everything to the room. But anyway, I think this is an amazing kind of opportunity as a guitarist. Even at home, if you're just a home player in your bedroom and you're having fun, it's a fun way to kind of chase some different tones and find some stuff that you like. So if you have any questions, pop them in the description down below, or the comments below, I should say. And thank you so much for stopping in and watching the video, y'all. I'll see you next time. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other.